Hello.
Hello and welcome to the Unstoppable Pigeon podcast.
Oh my God.
God damn, right off the bat.
Oh man. Go on. Proceed.
It's just been a while.
It has been a while. You have incorrectly done the intro, so
Go ahead.
do you even know what the rest of it is? You probably don't. She doesn't.
Hello and welcome to the Unstoppable Pigeon podcast. The
Codcast? Oh, that's it. We got to talk about cod.
Cods, that's right.
Podcast.
Welcome to the
Podcast.
this is Codcast, the weekly podcast where we talk about all things new and exciting in the world of cod. This week, cod liver
Rivers.
oil. This week, cod liver oil. What's it all about?
It's really good for your joints.
Sure. Welcome to the Unstoppable
And also,
Pigeon
I
podcast,
obviously
the
said
podcast
podcast.
that is technically stoppable, but not about pigeons. This week, Emily comes in real hot, and nobody knows what to do about it. Hey, Russell, top of your head,
Yeah.
not candy. I'm not talking candy. I'm excluding candy from this category. Number one, best Halloween, like Halloween time, fall time, like treat, like food item,
Not candy?
excluding candy.
I guess off the top of my head, pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Is that the wrong answer?
Yes.
Matt's immediately
I'm
disappointed.
disappoined. I
Is it something I'm
discovered
forgetting about?
I discovered today that Emily did not know what those cookies that are like, it's like a pumpkin spice flavored cookie that's in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern and has that
Oh,
like,
the sugar cookies?
that like pumpkin filling thing in it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
What? We grew up in the same
Seems like
household. If I know
fair.
about them, you have to know about them.
I mean, I might have. I don't remember exactly what they are.
I cannot understand.
Is it essentially like a whoopie pie, but it's like pumpkin?
I'm finding a
Oh,
picture.
oh, now I know what you're talking about.
Those are
I
good.
remember. Yeah, they're pumpkin shaped. Yeah, no, I know. They're like a.
They're
Little
made
Debbie's
by Little
thing.
Debbie.
Yes. Yeah, now I remember what you're talking about.
They're
yeah,
called
no, those are
Pumpkin
good.
Delights.
I
Okay.
rescind my answer of pumpkin pie and go with those things.
I brought these up today because I was like, man, you know what I want to see if I can find a recipe for and see if we can make ourselves. I was like, those like pumpkin face cookies that you used to get around this time. And
They
she
wouldn't be
like
as good.
she looked at me like I was like a crazy person. And
We weren't making eye contact whatsoever, so that's a
listen,
little bit.
I don't need to make eye
Not
contact
fair.
with you to know when you're looking at me like I'm a crazy person. You treated me like I was a crazy person. Because she has never heard of these cookies before, and I was under the impression that it was like
They're not necessarily cookies. They're more of like a pastry. Like I wouldn't describe them as a cookie.
I mean, it is cookie
They're-
shaped. It is vaguely cookie sized. It is flat-ish and cookie shaped.
I guess, but like you wouldn't call like a ho ho or a devil dog a cookie. I feel like it's more in that category,
Let's
or a ring ding, or whatever the hell they're all called.
you know what? There's one way to settle this.
Though I will
Anyway.
give a special shout out to Count Chocula.
What?
Count Chocula, the cereal,
Why?
because we're talking about Halloweeny
Halloween
treats.
treats.
Is Count Chocula cereal Halloween themed?
It only comes out around Halloween. It's only around.
Oh, I didn't
Is that
realize that.
is
seasonal.
that true?
Yeah. Yeah, Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and
I
what's
don't.
the other one?
I don't
The
believe that.
berry. Yeah, it's and Frankenberry they only come out around Halloween.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Is Count
Oh,
Chocula?
right. Count Chocula. That's they're like Coco Crisp.
Count Chocula is a seasonal
no.
chocolatey cereal
It-
with monster marshmallows. I
Oh, I never had them.
never knew that Count Chocula was only out around Halloween.
yeah. I don't know if it was originally that, but and there was also original one. There was Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute,
Wow.
but they don't make anymore.
We
I don't know what any of these are.
I'm like, my worldview is shattered. I've learned things that I never thought I would learn.
You've now
Anyway,
learned that like you were going through life thinking at any moment, any part of
yeah.
the year I could go get
until
Count
just
Chocula.
until right
I
this
thought
second,
that
I
too.
thought
I
that
could
I
go
could
stop up on Count Chocula.
I could go get Count Chocula right now.
Although nowadays it's not as special because like they have like chocolate Lucky Charms, which is essentially the exact
I
same
didn't
thing
know
as Count
that.
Chocula now.
I haven't. I don't think we've had like you buy Honey Nut Cheerios, Emily, because that's what you
Like
do.
almost exclusively.
And aside from that, I don't know if we have purchased cereal in our household in probably 4 years.
Yeah.
I usually get Raisin Bran
Though I
Crunch.
will say Banana Nut Crunch is the single best cereal ever invented by humans,
So
except for bonus points. I will award Pigeon point right now. Emily, you don't count because we already talked about this. If you can name the single greatest cereal in all history.
Oh.
Okay.
We like literally talked about
Follow-up
it today.
question. I have one.
Okay.
Is it still available or not available anymore?
The answer is yes and no, because it is available, but you cannot buy it in a store.
That only made things more difficult.
I
It's
guess
cereal that isn't-
to clarify your question, I would say no. It is not a cereal that you can get anymore.
Then I don't know.
Rice,
I feel like you were onto it.
Krispies Treats cereal
Oh yeah.
is the best cereal that has ever or will ever exist on this or any other plane of existence.
I don't know that I ever had it.
Really? God
And
damn.
if I did, I don't remember it.
I could
'Cause I
eat
was a kid
a
too
box of Rice Krispies Treat cereal by myself in like
young. I was really
a
into Cocoa
day.
Puffs as a kid.
And it's not sold in stores, but oh my god, have I just discovered that you can't buy it online anymore either? No. Oh my god. For
This is going to be real topical when this comes out in 4 months.
no, I am planning to have this out by Halloween. That's what, because the whole
Alright.
theme of this episode was supposed to be spooktacular Halloween episode time. But Emily came in and blew us out of the water 4 seconds into starting the recording. And now we're totally off track. I wanted to talk about Halloween themed cookie treats because those are my favorite Halloween time, fall time snack is those pumpkin things. And I want to get some. And I did get sidetracked by cereal, which I blame you for. But I wanted to talk about
A
other.
lot of blaming going on.
There's a lot of blaming going on because there's a lot of blame to be assigned. Because this was supposed to be the Unstoppable Pigeon podcast Spooktacular. And so far we've talked about cereal for 15 minutes. And unless you're have a deadly gluten allergy, this is nothing spooky about that at all. What other stuff from like do you guys remember from your childhoods, like things that you used to get or could get but like are not available anymore that like are just, like,
Dunkaroos.
not made?
Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a
Dunkaroos.
good one. I'm on board with Dunkaroos. See if you can get Dunkaroos online.
So they
You
just
can- well, you
started
can.
making them again.
They're just really stale.
No,
Yeah,
I
they
think
might be coming
just
back.
started making them again.
Dunkaroos, your favorite 90s nostalgia stack is back. That is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're out yet. They're coming back.
They
You know what I just
are.
found out? And I've never seen it in the store, but apparently Capri Sun now sells like jugs, like bottles.
Really?
Yeah.
So just juice? Because isn't like
I
isn't
mean,
the
it's
whole point of
Capri
Capri
Sun
Sun
instead
that
of-
it's just
It's specific.
I mean,
It's
a special
just
taste
juice.
of juice.
Oh my gosh, you know what I used to love? It was Juicy Juice popsicles. Did you ever have those?
juicy.
I don't.
juice
If I did, I don't know that I
popsicles.
distinguished them from ever.
Oh, they were so good.
You know, it was
Never
really
heard
good
of
in a
those.
terrible way. Those like the popsicles you'd get from like the ice cream truck as a kid, where you get like
Mhm.
Spider-Man, but he looked like he was like
He'd had a stroke because like one of
Yeah,
his
he had,
eyes
like,
was
a
way
horrible
lower on his
stroke.
head.
Yeah.
Juicy Juice popsicle does just sound like you bought a pack of juice boxes and then just like rammed a stick into the top
oh yeah,
of it and put it in the
is that
freezer.
what they were they a brand, or did you use, was it a thing where you would get like popsicle trays and you just freeze juice?
No, they
'Cause
were.
we did
they
that.
were
I did that.
Specifically popsicles. I think they were shaped like odd animals. Like they were never like identifiable.
That's weird.
But there were 3 flavors. They were so good. I loved them.
You know what I had
Oh,
for the
here they
first
are.
time
Here they are.
in
There was
forever.
A
Go ahead.
rabbit. I can't even tell what 2 of them are, except the rabbit.
That tracks for nice. You know what I remember, speaking of popsicles, is we used to get their Minute Maid brand, I think.
Yes,
But the shape of the popsicle was like
it was like a cone.
was like a triangular
Yeah, I
cone
used
that
to-
was
Oh, yeah,
apparently
yeah, it must be a triangle.
specifically engineered to slice the corners of your mouth open.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they were trying to turn a generation of children into Heath Ledger's Joker, but that would like the design of that popsicle packaging was like they could not more perfectly have created a packaging device to slice your mouth.
Along with Flintstones Push Pops.
I remember Flintstones.
I never really liked those as
it was
much.
perfectly like the like push pop would like get stuck, so you'd have to like put extra force, and ended up just like jamming the whole thing down
Fire
your throat
down your
accidentally.
gullet.
I didn't
you know,
like
I had-
those as much because they were like sherbety.
Yeah, and there
I'm
wasn't
not a
actually
sherbet.
that much like ice cream in them. But you know what I had that I hadn't had in like probably over a decade the other day? Go-Gurt.
We have
We
Go-Gurt
have
in our
Go-Gurt.
house right now.
I was like in the grocery store like getting like shredded cheese or something, and I was getting like other yogurt, and I saw like a big box of Go-Gurt, and I was like, I feel like I want some Go-Gurt, and then I like froze half of them. I froze half of them, and I refrigerated the other half. Frozen Go-Gurt is
frozen
pretty
Go-Gurts.
Yeah, I got them for work.
I'm not a fan of tube-based food products in general. Like, you got those Go-Gurts. I ate one the other day. And I didn't like the experience. You've been buying, like, applesauce in a tube, which is even worse than the Go-Gurt, because it's just something about the fact of, like, firing a viscous liquid into my gullet really, like, grosses me out. And Go-Gurt is like unpleasant enough, but the applesauce is truly revolting.
That is not
like,
good applesauce.
It's got like but it's got like applesauce texture, so it's just like a vaguely gritty, gloop.
Yeah,
I'm not on board. I don't know who the council of like food packaging products is that okayed various things to be sold in tube form, but I'm not okay with it. I don't like any food product that comes in a tube as a
Okay, let's talk about more snacks because I just thought of a couple.
All right.
Did you remember two candies, Cream Savers and the Tangerine Altoids?
Yes and yes. I don't think of either of those as like nostalgic candies though. Like I feel like those are still around.
No, they're not.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems not true.
Remember when this was supposed to be the Spooktacular?
Well,
they're both candies.
They are candy. Wait, we're talking about candy. It counts. What was your favorite Halloween costume that you ever had in your whole life?
In my whole life?
No, that's not true because we've done some good ones.
I was gonna say we've done way better ones in like the last 4 years.
We've done real good ones as adults that I feel like you can't count. Child Halloween costume. What's your best child Halloween costume?
I think of what all I was. I was a dog. I was Belle for a few years. I didn't grow very much, so I think I like used every costume like a couple times, I think.
I had a pretty adorable Tin Man costume in preschool.
Tin Man, it's the weirdest thing. For as much as I love Halloween and it's like my favorite holiday, and I remember being super into it, I like really don't remember.
I don't remember
almost any of my Halloween costumes. Yeah.
I remember. Remember that one, and the main reason is because I remember photos. I remember I had this thing. It was like a Scooby Doo, like almost like a big giant onesie costume.
I remember I had a Sylvester the Cat version of one of those.
Yeah, it was Scooby Doo, but it was like vampire Scooby Doo, so you had like fangs and a cape.
Yep.
Like that was the whole costume, and it was like one big bodysuit piece, and then like your head just stuck out, your face stuck out the mouth.
What was the last year that you remember going trick or treating? How old were you when you stopped?
I did it in high school.
Yeah, I think I went as like a freshman or sophomore in high school.
I think I was done by that point.
With a bunch of my like friends. It was like a bunch of band friends.
You maybe went with like me once or twice when you were in high school.
Well, yeah.
But
so
we
I
also
think,
our area like sucked for trick or treating.
That's what I was gonna say. I think the demarcation for me of when like Halloween stopped being as magical a time where I got to go in a costume and like trick or treat around the neighborhood was when we moved. Because we moved the summer, for me it was the summer between 8th grade and high school. We moved to a new house, and we moved from like a cul-de-sac in a very large development to like the house where our parents still live now, which it was like there was nothing around it.
Yeah, and there's like a development next to it, but like nobody
there
would
celebrates
be like no
'cause
other
they all
there'd be like
suck.
no other there'd be like no other kids. Yeah.
There's a pretty well-off development too, like so the houses were
Yeah.
like pretty huge and like far
Yeah.
apart. Whereas like, I think we were spoiled growing up with Halloween because the development we lived in was literally
Like
just
1,000
it was
houses
like
within,
20,
Yeah.
20, 30 cul-de-sacs all in this development. So you could like, you know, you could trick or treat from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and you could go to like 200 houses. That might be an exaggeration, but like, you know, if there was there was 20, 24 houses in each cul-de-sac, I think, in the development we lived in, and we probably fully hit, you know, 5, 6, 7 cul-de-sacs before the end of the night was over. So like Halloween was epic when we were kids, I remember. And I don't know that I think I didn't go trick-or-treating anymore after I was in high school, except I like, you know, maybe like as the like chaperone for you, because I remember taking you and your friend Ricky and his sister one year trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last time I ever went, but even then I was like not I was like too old to also be getting candy. I miss Halloween.
Yeah.
This Halloween
Sorry.
extra suck because there's not even anywhere to go.
Well, thank goodness you're not a 5-year-old.
Yeah, I did it a little bit in high school because one of my friends like had a decent neighborhood, and he also had a younger brother, so we were like, we're taking the younger brother while also having the advantage of like getting to go trick or treating without being losers.
Fair. Okay. Well, I don't know what other spooktacular stuff I had to talk about. It was really just I wanted to talk about pumpkin cookies because I want to try and make them because they seem delicious. But I also
feel like they're probably not going to be as good as.
No, they probably won't. I also
Debbie
might just
Did
buy
you
a
still
box.
sell them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can buy them.
Oh, okay.
I may or
I've
may
never
or may
seen
not have like a shopping cart open that I am continually adding
my
snacks
God.
to as we talk about
You
them.
do know you will have to consume all of them, right?
You say this as if it is not.
Well, I don't want to hear you
not a
bitching
plus
later.
sign.
You're gonna be bitching later, I'm
That's
sure.
true. Little Debbie Pumpkin Delights in the cart. Well, maybe we should rethink that because I did just notice that what is in the cart is a 6 boxes of Little Debbie's, which is in fact
Ooh.
48 individually wrapped cookies, which is perhaps too much. Perhaps too much. Perhaps too much. Why? Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Why?
How much are you spending in Little Debbie's?
Well, I tried to find one box, but one box appears to be $18.99 on Amazon.
That can't be it. They're usually like a.
But 6 boxes is only $20.
You're not spending $20 on Little Debbie's.
You can just get them at the supermarket.
I know. But
Yeah.
The supermarket is riddled with coronavirus. I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
I want.
You could just do like a ShopRite, make some schmuck shop for you and pick it
That's
up.
true. So far my list does include Little Debbie Pumpkin Delights, Dunkaroos.
Oh my God.
And I'm still on the search for Rice Krispie Treat cereal.
I feel like somebody made a recipe online. You could probably figure out how to make it yourself. Though again, it probably wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be as good, but that
It
was
would
my
just be
initial
like-
explanation.
You just make Rice Krispies, make them stale, and cut them up into cubes.
No, I'm still talking about Little Debbie Pumpkin Delights. I don't.
Oh.
No, Rice Krispie Treat cereal cannot be replicated by humans. Whatever. The only thing that I can surmise is possible is that they did have some sort of like Fountain of Youth style font of Rice Krispie Treat cereal that they were harvesting these from, and the wellspring ran dry, and thus they had to stop making them. Because that's the only logical conclusion I can come to as to why anybody would ever stop production on the single greatest cereal that's ever existed. Though
Are you done?
I am. Well,
No,
I'm not.
obviously not.
The other alternative being if they were which, as I suspect, based on how delicious they were and the general consistency, they were probably got diabetes walking past them on the shelf in the grocery store. So that might have
they have done a thing
like
cereals are not as sugary as they used to be anymore. Like even if like you grab like a box of like Coco Pocus off the shelf, the actual sugar content is not that much anymore. They've like completely overhauled cereals, which is why like some cereals don't taste as good anymore. Like they brought Oreo O's back and they're not as good because they're not like just like all sugar.
I might have Halloween just by myself in our house this year. I might just get a Halloween costume and make a Halloween costume and wear it.
You could do like Discord Halloween where everybody dresses up in their own house.
We could do Discord Halloween where I get enough people involved and we make a Discord server that has like 24 different like voice and video channels in it. And
you just move from like room to room.
Yeah, you move from from channel to channel. You could
do it on Zoom and have breakout rooms.
Oh
yeah, you just go from room to room getting doing trick or treating at various people's rooms. I'm into it. All right, we have about 25 days as of the recording of this.
Get it together.
To get it together. What was that thing that they used to do on ABC? Maybe. It was like the 25 Days of Halloween. Do they still do that? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Sure.
I watched, Beetlejuice was on the other night. I watched like 20 minutes of that.
Was like, I said that last night. I was like, hey, I want to watch. It's October. I want to start watching Halloween stuff, and the selection thus far via the streaming services that we have is not good. Somebody needs to like step up their A game, because we looked on Hulu, and like Hulu's Halloween thing is like a bunch of horror movies. Yeah, it was all horror movies.
Netflix.
Oh,
I don't think we actually looked on Hulu.
Maybe we didn't look on Hulu yet. Disney.
Beetlejuice is a good movie.
Beetlejuice is an excellent movie.
I always forget how good that movie is.
But Disney has 3 options. It has
well, it had more than that, but a lot of them were like newer Disney Channel original movies.
Right. Well, I mean, it is very much the Disney Channel, or sort of the Disney Plus, the same as everything else with Disney Plus, in that like it was like, oh yeah, here's the handful of things that Disney has made that are good and you would want to watch and you like. And here is a literal ocean of trash that everybody has forgotten that Disney has produced over the years.
Beetlejuice has one of the funniest moments in every movie that I've ever seen that I didn't appreciate till like much older. It's towards the end of the movie when they're like having that, like he's having the wedding where he's forcing Lydia to marry her, and he's like trying to rush the wedding along the whole time because he's under a time crunch. And then it gets to the point where he's supposed to give his vows, and then Michael Keaton like turns to the camera, is like, "Oh, I don't know, should I go through?" He's like having doubts while like the whole time he's been like trying to rush things. It's one of the funniest things ever. I didn't appreciate it as a kid.
I don't know that I've ever seen that movie the whole way through, like start to finish.
We can watch that one.
I don't know that I've Halloween seen it like all at once a few times. I've seen the whole movie a lot of times, just never like I would catch it, like in the middle or like towards the end, or like I only watched the beginning.
I haven't seen it in years, but that's in there of the movies where like if I came across it, I would just like from whatever point I would just watch it the rest of the like I'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, well, it was like last Sunday, and it was like 9:30, and I was like, I saw the Deo Tally Me Banana scene, and I was like, all right, I can go to bed now.
What other Halloween movies? I need to make a list because I'm gonna have a spoopy month this month.
I mean, not necessarily a Halloween movie, but Silence of the Lambs is just one of my favorites.
See, that's the thing though, is I'm not into like my issue is I'm not into horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
Silence of the Lambs is not necessarily a horror. It's not like a monster horror movie. It's more like a thriller than Hannibal Lecter gets lumped in with like Leatherface and like Freddy Krueger, but it's not. It's much more of like an actual piece of cinema than like a slasher film. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. As most people will see when they watch our live streams, I have a gigantic Hannibal Lecter poster behind me.
Silence of the Lambs, Beetlejuice.
We haven't seen Hocus Pocus.
I've seen Hocus Pocus.
Oh, I thought you said you haven't.
I have. It is overrated.
I feel like I should see it though.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it in general. Like, it's fine.
No.
But the fact that it is like meme level has achieved this like legendary status of like the Halloween movie is undeserved. It's not that good.
Well, technically, some people debate whether it is or it isn't. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas is not a Halloween movie in any sense of the word. And
and
don't at me. I'm not taking questions or criticism at this time.
Here's the perfect time. You know what the perfect time to watch Nightmare Before Christmas is? Thanksgiving.
I was just gonna say Thanksgiving.
It's right between the two.
It is like the earliest I will accept watching Nightmare Before Christmas is like Halloween night to like finish your night, or like the day after Halloween.
Though there is Corpse Bride, which is a Halloween movie, and is also pretty good.
Corpse Bride is a pretty good movie that I think a lot of people sleep on.
That.
Yeah, it's another Tim Burton like claymation movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny Depp is like the main guy.
Coraline is not a Halloween movie. I don't think either.
You
but
could
it is
watch
in
it
that
around
similar.
I've never
it's spooky
seen
enough.
that.
That's also one of my favorites.
So really, what we're steadily settling on here is that like we should just watch Tim Burton's discography.
Well, it's not
for the Halloween season.
Yeah, it's also. Yeah, like the more the Lycia Studios, like I haven't seen like Frankenweenie or Paranorman.
I think I have. They did not make enough of an impression on me.
I hear the Hotel Transylvania movies are pretty good. I've only seen the first one.
The first one was good.
I think we did see the first one.
I think the other ones are also considered good.
I get I always got the vibe from like the follow-up ones after the first one that they had nosedived directly into like Shrek 3 and onward territory. Where like the first one's like a great movie, the second one is still pretty good, and then like they just they should have stopped while they were ahead and they didn't.
Well, hot take, I arguably think Shrek 2 is better than Shrek 1.
I think they're both good.
I've never seen them.
Shrek 2 had to walk so that Shrek 2
You've never
could
seen
run.
the Shrek movies?
I mean, I've only seen the first one.
Oh
You've never seen Shrek 2?
No.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, let me put that on the list here. It's not a Halloween movie, but
Edward Scissorhands.
Edward
Scissorhands is a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Also,
I'm literally looking at a list now.
Also weird, not really a Halloween movie.
No, but it's spooky.
I mean, it sort of is.
Ghosts.
Yeah.
The original Chucky's not.
Well, all right, I got distracted as I was making my list. I did just write Shrek Scissorhands on my note.
I just don't watch a lot of movies.
I think the first It 2019, the first
I will not watch that.
new It is okay. I never saw the second one, but apparently it was like meme level bad.
That's like too. That's too fully into the realm of horror movies. I don't get entertainment value out of like being scared.
Sleepy Hollow is not a bad movie.
Sleepy Hollow
with Johnny Depp. And it's like
I know
I've seen
Christopher Walken as the Headless Horseman.
I know I've seen it.
Yeah, I think
but it's been a long time.
It's a really long time.
That's a good. Okay, this is we've begun I think this is the beginnings of an Unstoppable Pigeon podcast tradition. This Unstoppable Pigeon.
The naming of the movies.
Spooptacular month of Halloween movie extravaganza.
The Shining.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. I don't think The Shining's a good movie.
I think it's okay. I don't think it's.
I've never seen it.
Psycho's on this list. That's a pretty decent one.
Oh, you're like looking at a list.
Yeah, I literally.
The ones with the one with the banjos, right?
What?
No, that's well. Now I'm drawing a blank. But
Deliverance.
Deliverance.
Oh.
Very weird. I never even seen Deliverance, but I know that. Oh, the Addams Family movies.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
I loved the Addams Family and the Munsters growing up.
The Munsters was like one of those talk about things that you like are from when you were a kid.
Well, the Munsters was not even from when we were
No,
kids.
No,
that
no,
was,
but
like,
that was like classic. If I was home from school sick,
Yeah.
inevitably the Munsters was on television somewhere in
Yeah.
the middle of the day on
Yeah.
like cable, and I would watch it.
Yeah.
The original Addams Family like TV show and then the like later movies are also pretty good. Addams Family Values.
Yep.
Was there a third one that wasn't
Gosh,
good?
yeah,
Like
so
Addams Family
much.
Vacation. And I heard that the newer like animated one was pretty decent.
Oh yeah, there was one recently.
Yeah, I remember it coming out and like people saying like this is surprisingly good, and I never bothered to see it. But that's
Yeah.
mostly Emily's fault. It's impossible to drag you to movie theaters.
Well, I've had a really good excuse for the
Not that
last
anyone can go to movie theaters these
7
days.
months.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm real salty. Empire Strikes Back is going to be in theaters for its 40th anniversary, and I'm like, I'm not going to a movie theater.
Yeah.
All the Regals just shut
I
down.
saw
They announced
that.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, no, like
that,
permanently,
like,
aren't
for good?
closing.
Oh, permanently.
Yeah,
I did not
I
know
think
that.
it's that they're closing permanently.
Damn it! I've been saving Regal
What the
Crown
heck?
Club points for 15 years. What am I gonna do with these?
Where will we go to the movies?
Gonna have to go to like an AMC.
What's
And
the
where
what's
do we
the,
even have one?
What's the movie theater in the mall that we always go to? Is that a Regal?
It's a
Regal.
Regal. It's a Regal.
Mhm.
Well, I
No,
cannot
no.
like
In the Moorestown Mall. That's
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's an
That's
AMC.
a Regal.
No,
it
it's a
is
Regal.
Yeah, it's a Regal.
That's a Prime thing that might get
There's-
like bought out by.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
like there's
AMC.
it's not like
Yeah.
it's not gonna just become a different movie theater. Like it's already a
You
movie
might
theater.
also see a lot of those theaters become like independent theaters. Independent theaters are kind of coming back.
I've always wished that we had like an Alamo Draft House type of thing near us. The closest
Yeah,
thing
we had that
ever
one
had-
we went to when we
in
went to see
Philly.
Laser Team. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's the whatever it is, the something house theater
Yeah.
in Philadelphia that we
And it
went
wasn't
to.
like it wasn't the nicest place. It was
No,
just
the
it
theater
did
itself.
stuff.
The theater itself
Yeah.
was really nice.
Wasn't
it
the
had,
nicest
like,
theater.
Found it
had what you
within.
it had what you would want, where like you could
Okay.
get alcohol, like, and they'd bring it to
Yeah.
your seat, and you could eat food, and you could like whatever, like all that type of stuff.
Mhm.
But it was in the middle of like a really sketchy, unpleasant neighborhood, and you had
Yeah.
to walk like through like a scary alley back to a poorly lit parking garage after your movie was over.
Yeah.
we
It
we saw
wasn't
Laser
super
Team
fun
there, and
at all.
I think I took you to see one of the Harry Potter movies. right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the only 2 times.
Was
I've
it a
ever been there.
re-release?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
it
gonna
was
say
like
Harry Potter movies. Last
no,
week
they
came
did
out.
they did a
Together
thing where
since-
like every week for like 8 weeks or whatever it was, they were showing another Harry Potter movie, and they did them all in sequence.
Oh,
It was
I
for, like,
just thought of a
Valentine's
new one for the list. Possibly one of the best ones. Young Frankenstein.
I don't know how we didn't say Young Frankenstein before. I
You know why? How I thought of it? Because I literally just looked up. I just not too long ago got an original lobby poster for it, and it's like hanging on the wall, like a foot from my face.
Day.
But I'm like that. Yeah, I mean that may be one of the single greatest movie comedies of all time.
It's got to be up there. We have 10 movies currently on the list.
Oh my god.
I would argue that unless before this podcast is over, we come up with like a real compelling argument for another edition, this be our 10 movie list. I may actually jump this recording forward in line because we have 3 podcasts in the tank currently that have like already been recorded that I've
Yeah,
yet
that may
to
be a
release.
good one to come out next.
But I might jump this forward and release this week for like because this is the first week of October as of recording this. And then over the course of this month, the 3 of us have to watch all 10 of these movies, and then like
But
our
here's
Halloween
the thing.
our Halloween episode is we have to like
What?
come
Okay,
up with
so
our
what's the
definitive
list?
ranking. So the risk.
What's the list
hang
so
on,
far?
wait. What's the thing before I go on?
It has to be free.
Has to be free.
We have so
I'll
many
say,
streaming
with the powers,
programs.
with
I
the
don't
powers
want to
of
have
the
to.
internet, you can find most of
I
them.
don't want to have to buy them.
We already know Hocus Pocus is
Definitely on
on
Disney
streaming.
Plus.
Is on
Yeah.
streaming.
I own Silence of the Lambs.
Russell owns Silence of the Lambs. We own Young Frankenstein.
We do?
We'll figure this out.
I do. If
Somebody
not.
does.
Oh.
We'll figure it out. So the list as it stands now is Silence of the Lambs, Beetlejuice, Hocus Pocus, Corpse Bride, Coraline, Well, Shrek is on there right now.
I think
we
there
can
is a
make-
can
Shrek
take Shrek
Halloween. I think
off.
there is a Shrek Halloween special.
I will I will
No.
stab my
Take
eyes out
Shrek
before I
off
watch
the list.
no, Shrek was not in keeping with the Halloween theme, so we do need to add Shrek something in place of Shrek. Though
What
make
about,
no mistake, we are watching Shrek in this household before long.
And Shrek 2.
And Shrek 2.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've never seen Shrek 2.
Well, we'll start with Shrek 1. We'll do it in
What's
order.
such a cute movie? It's kind of Halloween themed as Coco.
That's
Yeah, that's Day of the Dead. Coco, yeah.
Mhm.
Coco. I would definitely
I'd add that to the list.
let Coco be on that list. And Coco is an excellent movie.
Yeah.
Which I don't like.
It's-
It didn't. I don't remember it like being a super big deal when it came out in the theaters. Like I don't feel like I heard a lot of people talking about it or whatever. Like
No, I feel like people like lost their mind over Moana.
hmm
Slept on Coco.
Did they come out at this a similar time?
Kind of.
Because that was the thing. Like I remember like
Moana-
not really
it's
hearing anything
Coco, and
about
then
it.
Moana was like the next one after it.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah, because I remember not really hearing much about it. I didn't like think much
Mm-mm.
about it, and then like we just watched it on like a whim because it
Mhm.
was on some sort of a
was
streaming
so
service
good.
like later, and I was like, that was an amazing movie. Like that was such a good movie.
I
Yeah.
think it made you cry.
I don't remember that.
Maybe you didn't cry. I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember the last like movie that legitimately like, made me
I every
cry.
once in a while I see a random tweet that's just like wishing everybody a good day except for Ernesto de la Cruz. Like, everybody except for Ernesto de la Cruz.
And what also Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Oh
You
shit!
didn't say
All
that.
right, Casper the Friendly Ghost, I think does have to go on the list.
Yeah,
Sequels to that?
probably.
Who cares? It doesn't matter.
That's also Christina Ricci's. No, it's
No, it's
Wasn't it Hilary Duff?
no.
it's the same one who's in
It's the same girl from Gilmore Girls.
no, it's the same one from
No.
Beetlejuice, who's also in the mom in Stranger Things.
No, it's not. Winona Ryder?
Yeah, it's Winona Ryder, isn't it?
Winona Ryder cannot possibly have been the girl
No.
in.
No, maybe it's Mary Jane, isn't it? Kirsten Dunst.
No.
Is it Kirsten Dunst?
We could just Google this.
No,
I am,
we have to
I
argue.
clicked on
I'm
it.
currently arguing about it, but
I thought it was
No, I was right. It is. It is
Christina Ricci.
right first.
Hilary Duff must have been the sequel then.
Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers is in Casper the Friendly Ghost.
What?
What the
Really?
shit?
Hillary Duff
Cast-
is in Casper Meets Wendy.
Oh, okay.
Cast in credits order, verified as complete. Chauncey Leopardi as Nikki, Spencer Vrooman as Andreas, Malaki what is this like?
Maybe at one point they're watching like Mr. Rogers on TV and he's not in the movie.
Is Bill Pullman the dad in Bill Pullman's the dad in this movie, right?
Yes.
We've like literally done nothing except talk this entire time.
Eric, Brad Garrett's in it.
Let me introduce you to the concept of a podcast. It is a thing where we
Yeah, but this isn't our structure.
Field. I didn't know if like so many. Like, didn't know Casper the Friendly Ghost was a star-studded film.
Why did I think this is who I thought it was? I don't know why I thought she was in Gilmore Girls, Christina Ricci.
That's Alexis Bledel.
Okay,
She is Wednesday Addams.
She is Wednesday Addams. Man, there's a lot of people, a lot of very famous people in Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I saw Casper the Friendly Ghost.
What?
All right, so what's our list? We
Okay,
got halfway.
so our list is 10 things. Well, actually 11 things long now. We have Silence of the Lambs. We have Beetlejuice. We have Hocus Pocus. We have Coraline. We have Corpse Bride. We have Coco. We have Edward Scissorhands. We have Sleepy Hollow. We have Addams Family. We have Young Frankenstein. And we have Casper the Friendly Ghost. Is there anything on here
I
that
would
we
also
feel
like Addams
like
Family / Addams Family Values. I'd love that.
I would be willing to cut Coraline out of this list to make it an even 10?
I've
with the
never
addition of
seen it
Casper?
though.
I've never seen it either, but it's not a Halloween movie. That doesn't mean we can't.
Oh.
Doesn't mean we can't watch it. This is our Halloween movie list.
I was gonna say
Okay.
Coraline is also one of my top favorite movies, but I have seen Coraline 1,000 times. So
I would be comfortable dropping Coraline off this list in favor of Casper the Friendly
Do
Ghost.
it.
it's not going to be on most people's list, but I pretty much regularly either on Halloween or around Halloween, watch the original Dracula.
It's been years since I've seen the original Dracula.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's a lot of long shots of Dracula where they've only lit his eyes, because that was like their favorite thing in that time period of horror movies.
Oh,
It's a good movie. It's one of my favorite. That's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. And I cannot stand Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Gary Oldman boob head Dracula.
Something interesting. It is interesting to me that of our list of 10 of our favorite Halloween movies, really besides Young Frankenstein, which almost doesn't count, like there is not a single movie on here that is like has like a classic Spookums Hollywood monster. Like there's no Frankenstein, there's no Dracula, there's no
if I was
Creature from the Black Lagoon, there's no Wolfman, there's no Invisible Man.
If I was making a list, I would have added the original Dracula, Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein.
That's almost like its own list. That's like the
Universal monsters are their own thing.
The classic Universal Dooku monsters.
Dark Universe. Bring it back.
Dark Universe, yeah.
I want to see Russell Crowe as Mr. Hyde. I want to see it. Bring it back.
Yeah.
So they're not really Halloween movies, but the original Brendan Fraser first 2 Mummy movies pretty good.
Brendan Fraser Mummy is very good.
Not necessarily Halloween.
Are you, Emily? You or your dad is super into Brendan Fraser Mummy? Is that accurate?
I don't know.
All right, join us next week. Join us next week for our Brendan Fraser podcast, where we talk about Brendan Fraser.
Speaking of Brendan Fraser, I just started watching Doom Patrol, and he is fantastic in that.
I don't even know who that is.
He played George of the Jungle. He was in the original
Mummy.
Mummy.
Okay, I know who that is.
The remake Mummy.
Remake Mummy.
Original Mummy was
1990s
Action
Mummy. Action Mummy.
Hey Benny, looks like you're on the wrong side of the river.
Brendan Fraser. It is Fraser, right? That's how it's supposed to be pronounced.
I'm not sure.
I always thought everybody calls it Fraser, and it's not correct.
There is a joke in one movie where like he has a cameo where he's like, actually it's Fraser, and they're like, yeah, that's what I said, Fraser, whatever. I forget what movie it is.
He was like the main human person in like a Looney Tunes movie that came out, right?
Yeah, Looney Tunes Back in Action. Yeah. A movie I love that is not good, but I love it. I love that movie so much.
All right. Well, this week on Brendan Fraser Watch. We got probably about time for one part of our usual segmented structured portion of this podcast.
There's a whole bunch of people that we have infuriated because we didn't include their favorite
Halloween movie is. Yes. Well, I mean, we can expect angry comments from Curtis.
When you only have 10, it's rough. I could have very easily because I did throw out like Ghostbusters and stuff but
Ghostbusters is.
I feel like Ghostbusters is like I can watch any time of year movie.
Yeah, like that. I was gonna say, I was like, I don't feel obligated to save my Ghostbusters viewings for like Halloween time. Like I could just watch Ghostbusters and I would be happy. Whereas like Beetlejuice or like a lot of these other ones, like I feel like I need to watch them like they're Halloween time movies.
Yeah. I could also watch Young Frankenstein anytime. That's a movie that like if it's on, I will sit down and watch the whole thing, but it is more fun at Halloween
time. All right. Well, as like I said, Emily was very mad that in our audio podcast we talk too much. So do we
know what I mean?
Tune in next week for the interpretive dance podcast where all your hear is out.
The all silent. We all just think about things for an hour of. It's just going to be 1 hour of room tone, on audio track.
I'm just saying, I don't watch movies, so even I'm alienated from this conversation.
I saw this post where somebody was like, "I want an audiobook that's 14 hours of silence," and at the end, it's just somebody going, "Oh, out loud."
Okay, so Well, here's the thing, though. You're not alienated because you bring in a valuable outside perspective.
You'll be watching a lot of these movies.
Because Russell and I have seen most of these movies, and Russell and I are movie fans. You will be the voice of the people when it comes to this, because I'm going to forcibly make you watch all of these movies, and then you can give the unfiltered, unbiased opinion of what you thought was good movies and what wasn't, and help us to determine what is the ultimate Unstoppable Pigeon Podcast 2K20 Halloween movie extravaganza champion.
Okay.
But we do have maybe 15 minutes left. If either of you has something more true to form to our regular format and wants to share with the class,
or we can just finish this out in the same format that we've been doing, I guess, because you didn't even bring up what you intended to bring up when you brought up the Little Debbie's thing.
Well, yeah, we got onto Halloween stuff, and I thought maybe we'd take a break from us arguing on air. But if you want to talk about that, we can
Well, I feel like a bit would be kind of like weird now for 15 minutes.
All right, please enjoy.
I hope everybody's enjoying our new bit where we argue about bits.
We argue about bits that I then welcome to the section of the podcast where we continue to talk, and you can literally listen to me contemplating how much extra editing work is being produced for me before our very eyes and ears. Like that 5 seconds of silence, which I am now going to have to go in and cut out later. I appreciate it.
On purpose.
Okay, so Emily, you are now naysaying a bit.
Well, now we've talked about candy and spooky things and pumpkin cookies, and now I'm just going to throw in a guy advice. It's not even Halloween themed.
I didn't know if you had it. If either of you had, maybe either of you had something that was vaguely. I won't do
it.
All right, Emily.
Well, I maybe would have if I was told that was what this was going to be.
Well, I didn't know
that. Yeah, exactly.
You guys are acting.
Like this is the Unstoppable Pigeon Spooktacular that I didn't tell either of you about, and nobody's cared.
That's not.
Including himself.
Injustice is being done to me right now. Listen, my job, we all have our jobs in the podcast. My job is I come in, I say the intro, and I usually fire off something that we can talk about for 10 to 15 minutes before we launch into the meat of the podcast. Your guys' jobs is to come up with different bits and games, and Emily's job specifically is to be mean to me. And I will not be blamed for coming up with an engaging topic of conversation that we got swept away in just the sheer joy of talking about Halloween spooptacular stuff for 50 minutes and 36 seconds. The end.
Wow.
There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with a podcast that does not have to. What am I listening to? What was that?
I didn't hear anything, so you're on your own.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a podcast that has that doesn't have a bunch of concise bits and is just us talking. If you'll remember what has been lauded as everybody's favorite podcast that we've done so far is the exact one that I specifically said last time. Let's try and not do bits and see what happens. I thank you very much.
Well, this is all getting very meta.
This is the portion of the podcast where Emily is now playing the game where she just doesn't talk or respond, so that I finish a sentence and it's just an awkward pause.
I was just gonna say, do you hear that? It's the world's smallest violin. Playing for Matthew.
Alrighty, well.
You know, it's a good. It doesn't have to add it to our list, but is it good? Oh God, I just thought of another one. Okay, so there's a movie oh god, I forget what the name of it's now. John Cusack plays Edgar Allan Poe. The Raven. It's called The Raven.
It's not on our list. Like, we didn't even bring it up. It's Halloween.
Like Michael Myers Halloween?
Yeah.
You talking about?
Yeah.
That was one of our like criteria. We excluded like scary movies.
You know what I just realized, which I think absolutely should be on the list? Clue.
Is Clue a Halloween
Clue,
movie?
I actually just saw that for the first time recently.
It's about murder.
It was good.
But it's not Halloween themed.
I guess I'm looking at more lists of
It's like a classic I mean, it is like your classic like murder mystery whodunit. But I never would have thought about that as a Halloween movie.
It's on this list.
Huh.
I think anything that's like vaguely morbid could be considered Halloween.
Maybe.
Like that movie's about murder.
Yeah.
I veto that one as a Halloween movie, though.
It doesn't.
It is a fantastic movie, but it does not fit into my motif of.
Okay, why is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on this list? What is this list?
I mean, Harry Potter
is just as much a Halloween movie as it is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I mean, it is witches and
everyone
wizards.
Always makes it out to be a Christmas movie because there's like one Christmas scene.
I guess, but they always play Harry Potter. Like they always do Harry Potter marathons around Halloween time, don't they? On TV.
They also do,
and they do it at Christmas too.
Well, any excuse to play Harry Potter.
Potter.
Although apparently that might maybe not
anymore.
anymore.
It's ruined forever.
Yep, that's been ruined for all of us forever.
Honestly, I was never really big into Harry Potter.
The thing for
what
me
we do in the shadows, that's pretty good.
What we do in the shadows. Speaking of what we do in the shadows, the TV series.
I've heard good things.
What we do in the shadows is fantastic.
Yeah, isn't Mark Hamill in it for a little bit?
Briefly, yeah. He does like a cameo.
Yeah, the movie's really good. I did not manage to see.
Was that the one with Johnny Depp?
No, the original movie got Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement and some other guy.
The one you are thinking of is the remake of something Darkness.
I don't know.
Dark Shadows.
Dark Shadows, yeah.
Dark Shadows
is the one you're thinking of.
That was
not a great movie.
I mean, it was based on a soap opera, so what did you expect?
Sure. I saw that in theaters, I remember.
Yeah, we did.
I also saw it. Our mom liked the show when it was on, so I think we all went together.
What year did this come out?
It was a while ago.
2012.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think I don't know. I know I saw it in theaters with Mom. I weirdly think Aunt Susan was there too.
Oh, weird. Which is truly a nightmare worthy of being on the Halloween Spooptacular list, is having to watch a movie with what essentially boils down to two of our mother. What I was gonna say about Harry Potter is the weird thing about that, like the stuff that ruined Harry Potter for me is now granted the stuff about J.K. Rowling being apparently a piece of human garbage ruined J.K. Rowling for me for sure. But I have always been more of a like a supporter of like try and separate the author from the work, where it's like similar to like Orson Scott Card is like a homophobic piece of crap too.
Yeah.
But like I never really read any of that in like his work. I never picked any of that stuff out. So I'm like, well, I am okay, like still saying like, well, I really enjoy Orson Scott Card's works.
Not the human.
Orson Scott Card can eat shit, but like I like his books. So I would like more have been willing to like take that standpoint of like, all right, well, J.K. Rowling can be dead to me if she's gonna be a dumpster, but there was like too much stuff where people pointed out, they were like, hey, yeah, like everybody is now waking up to the fact that she like is crap, but did you realize that like the goblins that run the banks in the Harry Potter novels are like a really offensive Jewish stereotype. And did you notice that like the house elves are like slaves that like being enslaved? And did you notice that like all of the color characters are offensive stereotypes? And she literally named the one Asian character Cho Chang. I was like, oh no, oh no.
Yeah, right. The other thing that main reason why I never got into it was Harry Potter, the character, is super boring and isn't good at anything. He just gets really lucky. Like, he essentially makes it to the end of the books, like, because of plot armor. Like, he doesn't really do anything that's that special. He just kind of falls ass backwards into not dying.
Well, I mean, that is the classic sort of trope of, it's the same reason that characters like whatever that mannequin with a face from the Twilight movies is like, it is a main character that is essentially like a blank slate upon which the reader can project themselves. So it's almost like I mean, in J.K. Rowling's case, I think maybe it might almost be by design, whereas I think the lady that wrote Twilight just is a terrible writer. But I mean, that's sort of the same category, is that like Harry Potter as a character does not necessarily have to have like an extremely strong personality.
Yeah, Harry Potter was just never for me.
I liked it, but it is like I
liked it more as like a kid, but
it is regrettable. It has
like
honestly been ruined for me, which is a shame. But what are you gonna do? Anyway, this took a real bummer of a turn at the end here.
That may also get all cut out.
All right, well, what do you think? We want to reiterate our list of Halloween spooktacular movies for this month's movie marathon and call it a day. All right, here we go. Sure. So, the official 2020 Halloween Spooktacular movie marathon list of films. Number 1, in no particular order, I should say, just in the order that we thought of them. Number 1, Silence of the Lambs. Number 2, Beetlejuice. Number 3, Hocus Pocus. Number 4, Corpse Bride. Number 5, Coco. Number 6, Edward Scissorhands. Number 7, Sleepy Hollow. Number 8, I just wrote Addams Family movies, so I guess take your pick.
Yeah.
Number 9, Young Frankenstein. And number 10, Casper the Friendly Ghost. With honorable mention to Shrek and Coraline.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anything, I would take Sleepy Hollow off and put Coraline back on.
Really?
Sleepy Hollow is a good movie,
so
but it's not
Coraline.
like amazing.
Is it a Halloween movie? Because that was why I pulled it off.
Yeah, it's pretty horrifying.
Oh, is it?
I will.
Isn't it a children's movie?
Yes and no. I mean, it's based on a children's book written by Neil Gaiman, and like the whole point of the book was like, I'm going to scare the shit out of these children.
Oh.
And the book is scarier than.
And I don't think Silence of the Lambs is really a Halloween movie specifically.
No. But I will say it's
more like
it's more. It's still a phenomenal movie. I'm just saying, Sleepy Hollow is an okay, fun movie. Coraline is an amazing.
All right, well, we'll put.
I almost feel like we should take Silence of the Lambs off and put Coraline there.
No, I'm a hard no on that.
All right, how about we just make it a list of 11 movies? Because I don't want to have this argument when we're trying to end the podcast.
How is Sleepy Hollow more or less of a Halloween movie than Silence of the Lambs?
I'm not saying it's less of a Halloween movie. I'm just saying it's not as good of a movie.
Movie list. It's not about how good of a movie it is. It's a Halloween themed movie list.
Yeah.
Right?
Silence of the Lambs is also Halloween themed. It's just Sleepy Hollow is like an okay movie at best.
Movie than any other horror or thriller movie is.
Okay. Now I can't wait for her to watch Sleepy Hollow and be like, man, that blows.
I don't care if it blows.
I made it an 11 looks. It's an 11 movie list now.
That also has Christina Ricci in it, I think.
Silence of the Lambs?
No, Sleepy Hollow.
I'm not going to watch all 11. I'll only watch 10.
Okay. That's fine. So that is our official list of Halloween movies. I'm going to get this podcast put up today. As of recording this, today is October 5th. I am going to try and get this put up tomorrow, Tuesday, October 6th.
Wow.
Which gives us 1, 2, 3 almost 4 full weeks to watch 11, or in Emily's case 10 Halloween movies, and then we will record a podcast. I guess our goal will be to record a podcast. Maybe we'll have to figure it out, because I would like to release the the definitive ranking episode on Halloween. So we'll have to figure something out. But that is our list. Feel free, viewers, to watch at home yourselves with us this month. And in a few weeks, we will come back and we will discuss our favorite Halloween movies, and we will rank the 2020 Halloween Ensemble Pigeon Spooktacular and award Pigeon points. Well then, if we have nothing else to conclude this podcast, I will wish you a good evening and a spoopy Halloween month. Goodbye.
Toodles.
Toodles.